So let's just come down to lying, because it's really important that we mentally prepare ourselves for practice. So coming down onto the ground, roll yourself down, allow yourself to just have this, even though it's only a moment or two, it's just really important to kind of set your mental intention. Your physical intention is there and obvious because you've come and you're on your mat. But setting the mental intention is really important as well. So just tucking the chin in towards the chest, just make sure the back feels all right. If your back feels a little overreached, bend your knees. But just let yourself have 60 seconds of silence to just connect to breath. Feel the points of contact with the mat. Notice the breath coming in and out. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, try and find more space in the body, more relaxation. And then as you breathe in, reach the arms up overhead and lengthen through the body. And as you breathe out, draw the hands back down beside you and release. Breathe in, extend away. Breathe out, release the arms back down. Two more like this. Breathe in, reach the arms up and over. Breathe out, relaxing down. And then once more, breathing in and breathing out. Once the hands come to the ground, bend your knees so your feet are flat upon the floor, and just gently rock your knees from side to side. So just being aware of how the lower back feels, being aware of how the front body feels, how the neck feels. Maybe you turn the neck as well, nice and gently. Just really thinking about how you are in this moment. Letting go of anything that's come before. Accepting that there are things that are yet to come, but they're not here, so not worrying and holding them yet. And just enjoying each breath and each movement and each moment for what it is. And then hold the knees in the center and just draw your right knee into the chest and just squeeze it down, just feeling as if your lower back is getting a little release here, a little press into the abdomen, to the colon, and just hold here, bringing it down, feeling that release, and just circle the ankle, just looking for some little turns of the ankle, rolling them one way and then rolling it back the other. Lovely. And then straighten that leg up towards the sky and then bend the knee as well. So you're working into the knee joint now. You've done the ankle, we've done the hip, we're going in the middle. Just straightening and extending and then bending and flexing that knee. Just feeling how that feels. One more time. And then place that foot back down and we'll switch on to side two. So draw the knee in. If you can scoop and hold the knee, or you can go into the crease behind the knee. So just whatever feels better for you. I actually like holding behind the knee because I feel like I can get more power to draw that leg down. But maybe we don't need to be too powerful, just cupping, clasping the knee on top. And then rolling that ankle round again, just looking to release off through that ankle joint. You might get some clicks, you might hear some noises, and then circle it back the other way. And then just pausing, taking that leg to straight, and then bending, and straightening, and bending. And one more, straightening. Oh, So good. And bending. Good. And placing that back down. And then just roll yourself around, coming onto your side. It's always nice to just pause here. Just kind of feels like, you know, that when you wake up in the morning, that just sort of that moment when you know you're awake and you don't want to open your eyes because you just like, as soon as you do, the day's starting, and oh, just holding on to those last few bits of relaxation. And then making yourself come around and up onto all fours. So just gently make your way round. Spreading those fingers nice and wide, beautiful. And just thinking about those elbows facing in towards each other, making a little space underneath the palm to kind of really suck into the mat. And then let's take those cat and cows. We really like these movements. To just really release off. Release the shoulders, the neck, we get tension into the lumbar, the hips, the belly. And just really feel like we are releasing off in both directions. And then if you've got anything else you like to do, maybe you want to just sway it out from side to side. Maybe you would prefer to sit back into pose of a child, stretching out through the shoulders. Maybe you want to just kind of move backwards and forwards into the wrists. Anything that feels good to you. We've got infinity flows where you can roll it round. Honestly, it's just about tuning into what you feel that you want in this moment. Lovely. And then just coming back to sitting on your heels if this feels okay for you. Sitting here and just lengthening through the spine and just closing down the eyes again and just feeling how your body feels in stillness. And just taking a breath, lift the arms up above the head, bring the hands together in prayer. Draw that prayer into the heart. And just take a moment, just set your intention for practice. So what do I mean by that? I mean just sending out the energy that you create here for the greater good. And that can be your own, so protecting yourself against negativity in your life. Or it can be if you know that there's somebody out there that needs a little bit of extra positivity. So we kind of set an intention. So you can give it to somebody else or you can keep it for yourself. And that's not selfish, that's self-preservation. And then we're going to come out onto all fours again if you can. And just I'm going to take the leg that's closest to the camera, but you can take your right leg if you like to work right and left. And we're just going to slide it away behind and then draw it back in and on, okay? So slide it away and bring it back. And just kind of holding through the tummy here, pressing a nice flat back, pushing out and in. And just doing that a couple more times, extending the leg and back, and extending and back. Remember to take breaks if it's too much for you. Going to the other side, extend the leg and contract, and extend and contract. Good. Push long and pull in. And two more, please. Push and pull and push and pull. Okay. Just allow yourself just to release off a little bit here. So, slide that first leg out behind you and lift it up. It can feel a little bit strong, so just holding it here. And just seeing if you can just maintain that little stretch there. And then lower the leg down and bring it in and change sides. So pushing the other leg away. Nice long straight legs. Scoop up the belly and then lift. And you lift into about hip height. So you don't want to be pushing that leg all the way up to the sky here and twisting and bending. Just really think about extending out of the hip joint. And then releasing that off and coming back down. We're going to come back onto side one. So push that leg long. Lift and raise, and then think about taking the opposite arm away, coming into this beautiful balance. Some people call this sun dog, some people call it flying tiger. Some people call it the opposing limb balance. Whatever you call it, bring it back down now and change sides. So pushing leg 2 and pushing arm 2. Nice work. Release it down. Can be very tricky, that one. And then again, just sitting back, just coming off those wrists, okay? So seeing how the knees feel, we're going to step forwards with, again, I'm bringing my left leg forwards because I want it to be the one that you can see. And we're just going to just gently move forwards and backwards. So the idea is we're getting a stretch through the front quad and through the back in the hamstrings and in different legs, and just moving through. If your knees feel really challenged, then we've come out of it and we'll do something else. And just holding here now at the front, lean into it and see if you can reach those arms to the sky. Drop the shoulders down and maybe look up as well. And then take a breath, bring the hands down, straighten that front leg and just reach the body over so you can feel a release through the back, a release through the leg. And then just come back onto all fours. What I want to do is come up into down dog just to give those knees a bit of a break. So pushing up into downward facing dog, pedal out the heels, really looking to release off. Or you can just hold still, let the head hang, and just stretch out the back of the legs. And take a walk into the middle of your mat, walk the hands back, taking a forward fold. Roll up to standing. Take a big grab of energy. Pull it down the center and hold here. Walk your way back out into down dog, however you like to get there. So coming back into your downward facing dog. Rolling down onto your knees, gently landing, try not to bash down on them. And then stepping through with side 2. So bring that foot forwards, really nice. Pressing and releasing really slowly with this, particularly if your knees are feeling a little unloved at the minute, or if they're making themselves known to you. So really move slowly. Feel that stretch and release. Stretch and release. Good. One more motion, moving forwards and backwards. And then pause and hold here. Lovely. And maybe reach those arms up again. Looking up. Drop the shoulders. Try not to bring the shoulders up as you lift the arms up, because that will impede breath. And then bring the hands down, straightening that front leg. Keep looking out over the leg. So we're not dropping the nose to the knee. We're looking to push the hips back and push the heart forward. So sometimes we do bring it down. Today we're looking to keep it active. You feel that really big stretch, hopefully. Good. And then once more, bringing it through, coming into that downward face dog, taking a pedal in position, and walking the feet up into the middle. Walk the hands back towards the feet and just allow yourself to work here. And then rolling up. Oh, really feel like you're stacking that spine. Lift up, gather the energy, pull it in and down. Really nice work. So, coming untucked a little bit here. Coming up to the top of the mat, let's run through Little bit of sun salve. So take a breath in, lift up and fold down into that forward fold. Lift up halfway. I'm pressing my hands onto my shins, but you can bring them into the thighs, or you can have them into your heart, or you can leave them on the floor. Just whatever you feel gives you that halfway lift. And then relaxing down, stepping back with one leg. I'm using again the leg that's closest to you so you can see. So we've got a big openness here. And then again, lowering that knee down gently if you can. Climbing up onto that thigh. Take the arms up overhead. And then I'm working on the left. So left hand down, right hand raised. Coming into a little twist here, please. Open your heart, push through. Float that hand down as you step that right leg back. And just take that little cat and cow in position. Breathing and releasing. Just feeling this beautiful movement. And then we're going to take a child's pose. So again, just checking in with the knees. How do the knees feel? I'm going for wide leg child here, heart to the earth, arms reaching forward. And then I'm going to rest my head down. As I exhale, I'm going to slide along the mat, coming out onto my tummy. And I'm in Sphinx pose here. Just be careful that you're not creating a lot of tension in the shoulders. Lift up and away. Really lengthening the spine, opening the heart. And then take a breath and let's just relax down. Bring the hands so that they're underneath your head. Elbows are wide. Resting on your right cheek, looking towards the left. And let's slide that left knee up into our half frog. Two more breaths here, please. Isn't this one beautiful?
Nice.
So good. And then just sliding that leg back and coming back into our Sphinx. So coming from relaxation to a little bit of tension again. Inhale, exhale, push the hands beside you, roll back onto all fours. And just move through the spine, just once maybe, just to really open the heart. And then tucking under, lift up, down dog. And take that little wander as far forwards as you can go. Towards the front of your mat, forward fold. Really feel like you're opening here. And soften the knees, rolling up through the spine. Take a big grab of energy. And then again, folding forwards, super slowly. There's no need to rush. Lifting up halfway. And then folding down. Just feel like you're melting. Everything's really slow. We're going to take the second side this time, so we're on the right. Extend away behind. Lower that knee with care. Release the foot, lift the arms up, grab, and then bring the right hand down and twist. Right hand down. So lovely, that's it. Beautiful. Left hand is lifted up. Float the left hand down now, really nice, and step back onto all fours. Taking that little cat and cow. And rolling your hips back. Maybe a more traditional shape on the child this time, so you're laying your body on your thighs. This one will challenge the breath. And then sliding forwards and through into that Sphinx type pose. Just releasing off the buttocks, just let that relax. Take a breath. And as you exhale, slide those elbows forward. forwards, bringing your left cheek onto your right hand, looking into the right elbow, and then slide that right leg up to the right side into your half frog. One more breath in. And out. And then slide that leg away. Lift yourself back. Draw the hands beside. Climbing up into your downward facing dog. And then gently walking those feet into the center, coming into the center yourself. And then taking that little wander up to the top of your mat. And rising. And lifting. Good. Take a breath. Folding forwards again. Making your way out onto all fours. Just sitting yourself up. If you can cross the ankles and you're going to roll over your heels coming to sitting. Okay? So looking at a seated position. So we're going to sit in this extended leg pose. This is our Davison. So sitting up nice and tall. Feel as though you're being lifted up out of the sit bones, but also you've got extension as well. Heart is open, lifting up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. So you've really got some purpose here. We don't often sit like this. We tend to slouch and lean. So it can feel a little overwhelming to sit, you know, with such kind of rigidity, but it shouldn't feel that it's not purposeful. And then just start to lean down towards the legs. And you'll feel the belly pressing in. And maybe you can take hold of the feet. If not, use the strap and wrap it round. If you've not got a strap, you can bring the mat up. Fold the mat in. And you can use your mat to bring yourself down. So if you need to, you'll be sitting like this if you can't reach the feet. So using the mat is really helpful. Or if you've not got strap to hand, then a belt or a tie. Anything that's not stretchy really. A towel. So you can just reach. And this is more towards Paschimottanasana. And just feeling that stretch again. If you need to, walk out the sit bones. Back of the legs, buttocks, lower back. If you're pulling really tightly on that belt or on those feet, you'll feel it in the middle of the shoulder blades, through the arms. So just be careful that you're not overreaching it. One more breath here, please. And then letting it go, releasing those shoulders back, particularly if you have been pulling yourself down. You don't want to create tension in the middle of the shoulder blades. Let's turn around. Let's bring the soles of the feet together so we can look at each other. Holding onto the ankles, sitting up nice and tall, and just kind of butterfly into those knees. Sometimes it just works, so you can do it a little bit slower, however feels right for you. It just feels nice sometimes to just work into that groin. Get those hips loosened off and letting go, because they can hold a lot of tension. And then taking a breath in, sit tall through the spine, very prim and proud. And as you exhale, beautiful, start to lean forwards and feel you can press the knees wide with the elbows. Don't cup the toes. So what this will do when we cup the toes is it pulls the ligaments through the feet, because this is not a natural range of motion for the feet. So we always stick the fingers under the ankles, and that way we're not pulling those feet round, because if you keep pulling the feet round like this, you'll stretch these ligaments and then you end up with joint instability in the ankles. So we don't very often hold the joints actually and use the joints, but in this one we do. So pressing into the knees if you can reach, getting that leverage on the back of the ankles, but just leaving the feet to their own little thing. Okay, some people do like to open the feet like this, like a book. And this is called Cobbler's pose, or Supta Baddha Konasana, not Supta Baddha Konasana, just Baddha Konasana. Bound angle pose, but you can sort of manipulate the feet. And some people also like to massage into the feet, because if you do have any knowledge of reflexology, they believe that the whole of the body is represented in the feet. So there's areas that you can kind of stimulate and beautiful massage into the feet as you're doing this posture. So you get sort of a 2-for-1 there. And that is acceptable, opening the feet. And you'll notice when you open the feet, look how the knees go down. Yeah, so we're not pulling on the feet, but we're just using the feet to help the hips. And then release that off. Let's give those legs a little windscreen wiper. Just make sure the back feels okay. Excellent. And actually, let's just drop the knees over to the right side and just lift up through the heart and turn the head to the left. Get a good squeeze in the shoulder blades there, lifting up through the heart, lengthening through the abs and twisting at the hips. This one's doing lots of stuff. And then come back to center and let's change sides. So again, hips, tummy, chest, back, neck. Lovely. And then coming back to center. Nice. So we're just going to take the feet wide, coming into this wide position. Again, think about pulling out the glutes to lean forward, but not drooping through here. Lift and open with the heart, sitting up nice and tall. Take the arms up overhead and settle them down beside you. So you're really trying to work from the back muscles rather than from the smaller shoulder muscles. And just leaning around to the right foot. Keep the left arm open and see if you can turn and look to your left hand. And if you can come down a little further, you can encourage your body down. If you can't reach that foot, use the strap, the towel, whatever you've got. Or you can use that mat again if you can't reach it. You can always curl your mat up too. And then lifting up. And then taking it down to side 2. Again, looking out towards that right hand. Lengthening through. Hopefully you feel the stretch here in the side of your waist. Good, really nice. And then coming up, releasing off. Keep those arms extended. Can you bring them round in front of you and can you lean down into them? And you might be able to bend the elbows a little bit. You might not. You might be up quite high, and that's fine. But what we're going to sort of encourage the body to do is reach forwards. But I'll just turn side on. I've got a massive jumper on, so you might not be able to see it. But just sitting up tall through the spine, we want to lengthen through the spine. So we're leading here and we've got a nice straight back. So we're not rounding and collapsing. So we're sitting up and open. And that's a really nice way to, yeah, beautiful. Good. And use the hands, really lean into the hands, because when you lean into the hands, that'll help you push your heart through. Yeah? You okay, Kirsty? You want to say something?
No, fine, yeah.
Yeah, cool. I thought
this was like, that was tough.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. That's why I was like, always use the hands, because otherwise you're like floating around in the air and it's like, oh, it's pulling. So hands for support. So just take one breath here and lift up. And then bring those legs together again and just give them a little shimmy and shake. Take a breath. We're going to make our way down back onto our mats. So coming down. Knees bent, feet flat. And just take the feet to the width of the mat or even wider. And just let them kind of windscreen wiper as they were doing. But inside of each other, independently of each other. Nice job. then just pause here.